Coming up next on BBC Two, it's the Brad Woto stream, but first, it's time for What Picture Has Bradley Drawn Onto a Piece of Paper?
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another fantastic edition of What the Fuck. Hit it! What did I draw onto a piece of paper today, ladies and gentlemen? Can you guess what it was? And if you guess it correctly, you win. The entire Power Rangers cast. Dream Mouse, don't know what that is. A Sandevistan. Nathan Drake. Jesus Christ. Betty Boop. A cool boat. Cool boat. Or Gary. JJ with all of the guesses today. Didn't want to let anyone else play. JJQ just wanted to be the only one. We should have just let JJ do all 8 guesses. Did not want anyone else to play today. Was not having any of it. Was not having any of it. Get a job, JJ. Grow up, dude. I'm not legally allowed to work, man. I definitely am not legally allowed to work, man. This is JJ's stream now. The whole computer's breaking. I think there's a huge amount of desync and lag between the stream and live, true live. So that's good. YouTube are probably about 20 minutes behind because YouTube's really weird and slow with latency. It's between Betty Boop and a cool boat. Right, nothing is working, dude. This isn't good. It's gonna break. It's gonna break. Well, what I decided to draw on a piece of paper for you all today was this. Lucy? Is her name Lucy? Lucy. From Cyberpunk Edge Runners. She's that bitch. She's that bitch. She's that bitch. I'm releasing it. I'm releasing it under Sony UMG. She's that bitch. How did it go yesterday? I did the beginning part, whack. We made the character. We sort of went for a corpo character. And then, you know, immediately the game is like, well, it doesn't matter anyway. The beginning is slightly different and then the game goes out. Don't worry about it. Forget it. Oh, you're a street kid? No. Nomad? No. Hi, Dave. Thank you for the money. Thank you for that cold hard cash in the back pocket. And yeah, I did the first couple of like start missions. I basically got to the point where I'm allowed to just like drive around and shit, you know. The plan is to make a Netrunner. That's how I'm going to approach this playthrough. So I'm going to sort of try and do a Netrunner build. I looked up a Netrunner build. I'm going to read through it a little bit in a minute, like how to do it. Or I'm playing the game the way you people play games, the boring way, where you look up a build, kinda. I'm going to sort of get an idea of how to actually play as a Netrunner. I don't know. The whole game confuses me a lot. Because I can't read. Yeah. That's it. So, yeah, we put points into int and shit like that. You know. How was your day, Whack? I'm not actually asking because I know how it was. It's raining outside. Me and Liam didn't go breathing because it's raining, and I get the feeling that standing in a park in the rain for 5 minutes with our shoes off is going to be worse for us, worse for our mental health than going breathing. I mean, maybe not. I don't know. Ray, did you watch the season finale of X-Men yet? Of course I did. You think I didn't watch that shit the moment it dropped? It's the best thing Marvel have ever done. Go to your mind. Yep, hold your breath until tomorrow. Yeah, that show was brilliant. There was a couple of episodes were not as amazing or whatever, but like pretty much amazing all the way through, you know. I think it's weird to watch. You know, I won't spoil anything for anyone who might still be watching it, but it is the pacing's kind of crazy. They absolutely blitz through like entire comic storylines in like half an episode. But yeah, man, I mean, that thing was fucking awesome. They also got to do some more like interesting stuff that they weren't really allowed to do in the 90s for a Saturday morning cartoon show. Like, how annoying is it when you're watching Wolverine and he can't actually stab anyone, and that's basically his superpower. He's stabbing people. But he can only fight robots and sentinels all the time. And just threaten people. Pshing! You better watch what you say, bub. DC still takes it for animated series overall. X-Men 97 and Spider-Verse. Kind of it. Did I have anything else? Oh, Spider-Man. The original Spider-Man, 90s Spider-Man. I can't think of another Marvel animation. Whereas, honestly, almost everything DC puts out animated is pretty good. But most of it's legitimately good. What If isn't that good? What If is like fun. The second season of What If, I couldn't tell you a single thing that happened in it. It ain't that good. It's not up there. It's not up there enough to be able to be placed on its own pedestal as a shining beacon of Marvel's capabilities compared to DC. When you watch like the DC animated movies are almost all great. I think they absolutely kill Marvel in that race. Comic books, there's so many. It's very hard, I think, to differentiate between the two. When I was younger, I preferred reading DC comic books. I find them easier to jump in anywhere with than Marvel comics. And as a kid that didn't have any money and was reliant upon just randomly finding comic books you know, my uncle would bring me one. There was another guy. I used to go and meet this older gentleman, and in exchange for some, well, he called them favors, but in exchange for favors, he would give me comic books as well. But I didn't get to pick and choose. It's even if you actively try and read a storyline in any comic book series, it's really hard because most comic books have got like 3 or 4 parts in them, right? So you're not just it's not like a book. You normally get like 4 little episodes of a story in a comic book. So I never got to follow a whole storyline through when I was younger. And if I was just given a random Batman comic or a random Superman comic or a Justice League comic, it would generally be easier to jump in anywhere and figure out what was going on and enjoy what was happening in the DC comics than in the Marvel ones. Because Marvel ones are usually a lot more complex in terms of like crossover stuff and like what's happening, and they'd be more like localized and intense. So you'd pick up a comic book and it would just have like a story about Ghost Rider, and you'd be like, oh great, cool, let's read this Ghost Rider thing, and the whole thing would just be a flashback of him completely losing his mind, and you'd be like, I don't know what the fuck the context of this is. I'm not saying it happened every time, but I found as a kid just randomly picking up a Superman comic was better. I was a little bit biased though, because I generally preferred Superman comics to any other comics when I was a kid. I think as I got a little bit older in my teens, I started to prefer some of the Marvel stuff. I became a big Spider-Man fan after that. Then they released like Spider-Man movies, and I was like really into Spider-Man comics for a bit. X-Men comics are really hard to understand at any point because they're just a soap opera, and it's just like it's like coming in an episode 750 of a Spanish soap opera, and you're like, I don't know why does everyone in this fucking team hate each other? What's going on? And why is Professor X such a twat in the comics? So yeah, I mean, DC and Marvel are really, I think they're really pretty close. They've just been running for so long. Every storyline that Marvel has ever run, DC has also run. I can't ignore the seething hatred they have for their own characters that they cannot turn into films. Or like Cyclops and Morbius and Kraven and Madam Web. Madam Web is just, I mean, that's just Sony though, isn't it? And I quite like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, but I don't really like the way they handled the villains in those movies that well. And Kraven, just, I know for a fact I'm going to hate. I just know it. I've seen one trailer of it, like, I don't know, like a year ago or 6 months ago or something, and I already know that that's not Kraven. It could be anyone else. The same as that wasn't Morbius. The same as that wasn't Madam Web. I don't understand why they just keep grabbing these random Spider-Man villains and just making these shit movies about them that don't have anything to do with the source material. What's the point? So weird. But Sony need to stop making Marvel movies. Sony need to stop making Marvel movies, for fuck's sake. But Marvel definitely take it in cinema. For sure. No question about it. I sort of agree with the criticism that DC don't put enough stuff out either. I mean, now Marvel put too much stuff out and DC don't put out enough, right? I feel like that might shift hands soon though. If people respond well to the James Gunn DCU. So I don't have an enormous amount of faith in it. James Gunn's so hit or miss for me. It's really weird. I don't know what it is. One of his movies I'll love, and the next one I won't even enjoy. And then I'll watch something like Peacemaker and be like, oh, he's great. And then I'll watch Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and I'm like, this is trash. I hate it. I just can't. I don't know what it is. His plans are too ambitious. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know, man. I think it's just... I think he's very good at fringe characters that people don't understand that well, like Peacemaker. I don't really know anything about Peacemaker until that show came out. I'd seen Peacemaker like twice in a comic ever. Guardians of the Galaxy was another one. I didn't really know any of the Guardians of the Galaxy, I don't think. I think I'd seen Star-Lord a few times in some random comics. But I don't... Obviously Thanos and shit, but like the proper Guardians of the Galaxy movies, I didn't really know much about them. So when I don't know about the source material that well, I think he's pretty good for it. Yeah, I think he might. I think Booster Gold will be good. But when he sort of does more well-known ones like Suicide Squad and I mean Suicide Squad wasn't that bad, but the second one, but you know, Superman or Batman, I'm a bit wary of. I don't know. Feel like it's a bit of a crapshoot. New season of The Boys drops in a couple of weeks. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that because Jeffrey Dean Morgan's in it. There's a couple of things coming out in June, right? Which I'm quite happy about. I need stuff to watch. I'm running out of stuff to watch again. I get crazy when I don't have stuff to watch because my entire life has been based, the sense of security that I have mentally and safety that I have is quite closely tied to a particular level of escapism. It's not that I need to always be doing something or always watching a movie or always playing a game necessarily, but I need to know that they're there. You know what I mean? Like I need to know that tonight I've got something I can watch on TV. When I don't have like a TV show that I'm really watching or interested in, or I finish one, I sometimes get a bit kind of weird and anxious because I'm like, it's a bit like a fog of war. I'm like, I don't know. I haven't got anything. I don't know. It's like a safety net. I don't have my safety blanket. My safety blanket's in the wash and I'm waiting to find something else to get into and watch. And sometimes I'll jump for a couple of days between shows, just not finding purchase with any of them. And I get kind of weirdly anxious about it. It's kind of a strange thing, but I've had it since I was very young. I used to read a lot. I used to read comics. I used to read books. And then when I got a little bit older and I could afford it and I had my own income, it became TV. Back in the day when we had DVDs and shit, I would buy DVD box sets and just spam through whole shows, seasons and seasons of shows. And it isn't like I would just sit there and necessarily binge them. It's just that I knew that I had it available. And I still have that now as I get older. My entire life is based around escapism. The reason I play games so much is because when I was younger, I discovered Final Fantasy VII. And I played that. And it was so immersive that I didn't, my house was burning down around me. You burned down my house! And, but I could, run off to my room, lock the door and play this game where I just stopped sort of existing in the real world. So I've always had this sort of reliance on a particular level of escapism. But it's strange that one of the things that still gets me is that if I don't have something that I'm watching on TV or something that I'm a little bit looking forward to or I'm immersed in or enjoying at the moment, I will sit here, like for example, right now, I'm not sure what I'm going to watch on TV tonight, and it makes me feel a bit anxious. It's not intense or anything, but I'm like, I just feel it, because I've watched 3 episodes of that show, Dark Matter, and I think there's another one today or tomorrow that it comes out, but you know, I'm in that limbo between shows. So I love it when they drop all these shows. The Bear is coming, which I'm scared of, to be honest. I'm pretty scared of watching it because The Bear is fucking hardcore. The Boys, House of the Dragon, Red Comet, is coming out as well. So that's good. There's like lots of things coming out that I feel sort of like makes me feel a bit more like... yeah, I don't know what that is, that little safety blanket I have. TV is my safety blanket. Watching TV shows predominantly. Sometimes, and I've been doing this a lot more recently, I will watch movies as well. But a movie only lasts for 1 or 2 hours, right? So it doesn't give me that same sense of security unless I watch like a series of movies. And then I feel comfortable for a few days. You know, I'll watch the Hunger Games movies, which are fine. They're actually better than I remember. They're actually not as shit as something like Twilight, which was the level I held them to. And they're actually a lot better. There was a prequel that came out that I watched at the end of it. Awful. Horrible. For no reason whatsoever, the main character just randomly sings songs. It's not a musical, but she, for some reason, is in a musical and no one else is. The worst thing ever. I watched through every single Sylvester Stallone movie at one point, and that lasted a month. I've been watching through Tarantino movies. That's what I've been doing at the moment. I watched a batch of them a little while ago. Then I got distracted and I watched a couple of TV shows. Cyberpunk Edge Runners was one of them. Then I came back to Tarantino and watched Django. I watched Inglourious Bastards, Django, and then Jackie Brown. Jackie Brown has such a great OST, by the way. It's like not... It's a weird OST. It's not like bangers where you're just like dancing around the house and stuff. But like go and listen to that OST. It's really, it's sort of a comfortable listening. I had it on the other day while it was sunny out. Just before I went outside to go and meet with Liam, I had it on while I was just like doing shit in this house. I'm still kind of moving in. And I was just like moving shit around in the rooms and just, you know, tidying up a little bit. And I had that fucking soundtrack going and I was like just really enjoying myself. And I stepped outside. There was a couple of songs that came on. I was walking along in the sunshine down the river. It was a good fucking OST, man, for like a nice summer's day. There's a couple of like weird sad songs on there and a couple of just completely random. I don't know why they're on there. Quentin Tarantino's soundtracks are, for most of his movies are pretty good though, aren't they? He's got a particular style. All of his movies do have that weird style to them, don't they? Regardless of whether they're better or worse. Hi Annie, thanks for the 56-monther. Saki, thanks for the 79 months. You're winning right now. Ulla with the 73. Unfortunately, that is not 79. You are in second place. And Dave is in third place with the 66 months. Annie, you are not on the... you're not in the top 3. I did the Fast and Furious marathon yet. I still haven't watched Fast 10. I started watching that show too. They come out on Wednesday. Okay, so that's today. That's good. That replaces X-Men for me then. Yeah, Dark Matter's good. It's kind of predictable. I've got a feeling the science doesn't hold up, but I don't know it that well. But it's a parallel universe thing. It's a little tropey and a little like dumbed down for general audiences. But it's my shit. I love that shit. You know, I very rarely don't enjoy it, even though sometimes when you get very hard sci-fi that's to do with parallel universe things, They can be really, really fun. And sometimes, even if it's just kind of like dumbed down for like bitch audience, they're still fun for me. I'll never forgive them for cancelling, what was it called? Counterpoint? What was that show? Counterpart. God damn, that was fucking so great. Fuck them, dude. This show here, Counterpart. 2 seasons of it. It gets cancelled, which sometimes for me means I'll never watch it. If I'm like, oh, it got cancelled, I won't bother then, because it will always just be a hangnail in me, like it's unresolved. You know what I wish they would do as well is like whenever they cancel a show, release the notes, release the plans. I don't care if it's just fucking a scattered mess of notes. You don't have to organize it in any way for me. Just give me the answers. But that show was so good. It's well worth watching. It's a spy thriller, and it has one of the greatest openings to a TV show I've ever seen. I loved it so much. I'm a big fan of J.K. Simmons as well. I think he's brilliant. I think everyone thinks he's brilliant, right? But he is so good when you just let him go. Let him cook. He will pop. That was a great one. Fringe. Remember Fringe? I loved Fringe. Fringe is one of my favourite shows of all time. The alternate universe stuff. Planet of the Apes. No, I mean parallel universe. Sorry. I think I keep saying alternate universe. Parallel universe is what I'm talking about. And Dark Matter has that going on. It's cool, man. It's cool. I'm enjoying it so far. I wish the whole thing was out. I've just remembered what I do have to watch. Outer Range. That's what I'm watching next. I need to watch like a recap video of what happened in season 1 because my memory's kind of spotty of watching it. But it was so good. It is. I think it's called Outer Range. It's got Josh Brolin in it. A couple of other people you might recognize. And he's just a farmer. He's the classic modern day, southern US rancher type farmer. He owns a huge amount of land. And one day on his land, a hole opens up. I'm talking like that anime Made in Abyss, where there's just a hole in the ground. He just has that. It's not as big, but he has something like that on his land. And it's just fucking great. It's really good because it's written in such a way that it's half, like, I don't know where he is, like Montana rancher type drama, right? There's a lot of inter-character drama. The characters are all interesting and well written, first of all. My favorite thing. Hey, you actually have characters that have depth, that when they do stuff, what they're doing makes sense within the context of the character you've written. They're not just plot devices with names. They're actually people, and their impacts create plot. So much more interesting to me. So you have half a show which is just, you almost forget that there's this sci-fi element to it because you'll get so involved in it. And it's not as boring as Yellowstone, even though I really like Yellowstone. But it's kind of along those lines. It's a bit like Yellowstone if they just added a random sci-fi hole in the ground. And yeah, I won't talk about anything else, but there's just a sci-fi side to it. And sometimes those are my favorite shows. I almost love a show that there is a crazy sci-fi element to the show, and that is the B plot. And the A plot is the characters. I think probably the best ever example of that for me is Leftovers. Leftovers is a show where like it's literally only something like 8%, or even, might be even less, 3% or something. 3% of people on the planet just vanish. Unexplained. And that's it. That's the show. And you'd think that the whole thing was about that, the sci-fi. There's just a huge plot. It's very anime plot point, which is a huge sci-fi plot point. But the show is nothing to do with that almost. It acts as a catalyst for some of the most interesting character-driven storytelling that I've ever seen. And then the production level on that show is unreal. The writing on that show is unbelievable. The actors on that show are absolutely just fucking popping. Every scene in it is just so well acted out. It's just a masterpiece. Everyone working on that show, I think, was in just pure synergy. They were all working in perfect flow with one another, which I think is just something that you have to hope happens. I say that because I think we have it on Table Story sometimes. Sometimes we'll be running a Table Story show and everyone's just working perfectly together. Everyone's on the same wavelength and everything that you're trying to create together just flows perfectly, and you get this synergy that you just can't account for. It's just a thing that happens sometimes. And I think that's what happened with Leftovers. It's just so fucking well done. It's unreal. But I have to hand it to him. It's one of the most amazing shows ever. But the point is that there's a huge sci-fi element to it that is very much plays a backseat role. And it's crazy. And I love that kind of thing. Disco Elysium, yeah, exactly the same thing, where the further into that game and the more you delve into it, the weirder it becomes as you learn about the, whatever that thing is called, the fucking mist or whatever it is that's out there. Yeah. I love Fringe so much I purchased the series on iTunes. It's one of the best shows ever. But it isn't, but it also isn't. It's definitely got flaws, and you can see the sort of what was it, like early 2000s suffering, or maybe late 2000, 2010. I don't know when it came out, but you can see the syndicated TV suffering that creeps in and murders a show like that. They did the same thing with Lost. Arcane, I'm looking forward to, yeah. There's a great cancelled sci-fi show called Defying Gravity. The showrunner eventually gave an interview where he mapped out the whole plan for the show, and it's fantastic. Yeah, man, I wish that they would do that for every show. And that's coming from someone who put out a show called Mistlight that just got cancelled, and there was no conclusion to it, and I didn't put anything out there. Though I did intend to, and I did start, and then we decided that we're actually gonna pick it up and do another sort of, I don't know what it is, a spiritual successor, soft reboot sequel thing. So I was like, all right, fine, I'll just wait for that, and then when we release that, I think what I'll do is go into each of the Mistlight playlists and add a little video that's just like, hey, this got cancelled by the network or Activision, but I have been writing this now for a little while. It's difficult. It's not going to be good. I don't think I'm going to enjoy this show, by the way, because it's very difficult to write. It's testing me in terms of my capabilities for putting out this kind of content, but the plan for that is that it will have the answers and the conclusion to Mistlight within this new show, which isn't a direct sequel, but also is. I want it to be accessible for anyone. So you can watch it and it's like its own show and you don't need to know anything about Mistlight. But I also want it to answer all of those questions in Mistlight. And Mistlight was also supposed to be the conclusion of the Mind Harvest, which was the first thing I ever ran in D&D. So it's like, it's this bastardized, inbred third cousin of the first thing I ever ran. The party TPK'd. They punched a wall. Noodle's character punched a wall and caused a cave in, and they all died, which makes me sound like a brutal GM, but I warned them about 50 times. They did it anyway. And then Mistlight actually answered what happened to them and what was going on. The Mind Harvest is unavailable. You can't watch it anywhere. So it doesn't matter, right? So I made Mistlight in a way that it doesn't matter that you didn't watch this fucking random thing I ran in 2016. The first thing I ever produced. It doesn't matter, right? But if you did happen to see it, and also for me personally, I was able to conclude that story. And I rewrote some of it. So Mistlight is almost a hard reboot of that world, whereas this upcoming thing is going to be set in the same setting and will answer the question of what happened to the pie, which is the main question that needs to be answered, right? What happened to our players? That's who we want. No one cares about my story and what's going on. I mean, I think in Mistlight more than any other show that people do actually care what's going on, but we want to know what happened to them, right? We want to know what happened to our party members. And then maybe we'll be able to conclude, what is it? What is happening here? What is this mist? Why is there a wall of mist around this kingdom? Why is it's killing the world? They're dying. There's no light. Light shows up every few days if they're lucky, and it's fucking up their ability to grow crops. So slow, like people have fought. This entire world is just being sort of like is dying from attrition. What's going on in that world, and I would love to answer those questions. Those are the only two questions I think that need to be answered. I won't probably get into any other specifics necessarily, but it's very difficult to write. Leah's like, please, for the love of God. Poor Leah. I was like, hey Leah, do you want to be in my next show? It's called Cura, and it'd be cool if you was in it. You haven't been in one of my shows for a little while, but I want to put my friends in my shows, and I've got lots of friends who I want to rotate in and out of my shows, and I can't do what PB does, where she's just like, oh, I'll put them all in it. We'll have 45 cast members. I just can't handle that, so I have to rotate out 4 of my friends every show. I was like, hey Leah, come along and be in this new show, Cura, and she was like, if I have to. She fucking hates me. She fucking hates me. I want to live in the illusion that my character is cool and fine forever and didn't tragically die. Alright, well. You're the first person I'm going to talk to about the whole thing. La 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 la. And she was like, okay, yeah, I'll come along and be in this show, Cura. Well, Cura had begun, and then Wax Steven and Tech fucking dragged me down into an unmarked basement, handcuffed, tie me naked to a chair, blindfolded, and just start beating the shit out of me until I agreed to running Mistlight 3. Mistlight 2, Mind Harvest 3. Drag me onto a fucking live stream. Like, fucking tied to a chair. 10 gift subs or we fucking kill him. The Casino Royale chair scene. Just smacking me in the nuts with a fucking rope. And they were like, you gonna run this light or not? You gonna fucking run this? You fucking gonna run it or what? And I was like, alright, I'll do it. I'll fucking do it. So then I was like, oh fuck. I gotta put Leah in it, or she's gonna cry. So I had to, one of the scariest things I've ever had to do is be like, hey Leah, can I contract you for another night a week? For another show that's gonna be over 6 months of your life? While you're already on one. You're already on a show. And she was like, oh, for fuck's sake. But she has to be in it. The fact. I've actually cast it quietly. It's been quietly cast. But Leah's in it. Outside of some sort of tragedy, Leah will be in it. And yeah, I've got to write that thing. It'll probably be early next year. It tends to be that I run a show from like January until autumn, right? Which is perfect for me because I don't like running shows over winter because I'm too insane in winter. The fucking depression, the anxiety. Running these shows is fucking horrible. There's a great sense of fulfillment and purpose that comes with them, and I love hanging out with my friends. And when I'm running the show, while it's being produced, and you know while it's going, I really enjoy myself. But there is also just a huge amount of pressure that comes with it that gives me such anxiety. I have anxiety every Tuesday. I've got it now because I have to run a show tonight. It's just a weird. I don't know. It's just kind of scary. You know, and everyone's looking to you to be, this is going to be, what have you got for us? Provide something for us. And I don't do well under that kind of pressure. So like running a show through winter is always rough for me. I don't like it. I don't like doing it. But then I come out of that sort of like mad, you know, my depression's still bad during January and February, but usually January, February is when we start the game up, and then I start to feel more alive again, and I can get the month, 2 weeks to a month run up to episode 1 of a show is the most amount of pressure I think I feel outside of like taxes or, you know, like real life shit. I think it's the most amount of pressure I feel overall, whatever it is. That isn't, you know, some sort of like real world situation, but like, you know, on these platforms and whatever I'm doing, it's crippling. It's so difficult, and it's also when you have to be at your best and perform the best. So it's just so difficult to do. I really don't like running them over winter. So I feel like I've kind of carved a little corner of Table Story, which is that I start a new show early in the year and then run it through summer. We actually need to pick up the pace a little bit, I think, for Cura, which is weird because it feels like we haven't been. To me, it kind of feels like we haven't been playing for very long. And what episode are we on? 16. That's 16 weeks. We've been playing since the 16th of January. But, yeah, in terms of roadmap, I'd say they're maybe halfway through. Which means I'm on track because I tend to aim for 30 to 40 episodes, 40 max now. It used to be 30 to 50. So they're about halfway through, but it's really, really hard to pace these things. You can't imagine how difficult it is to pace. It's really hard to pace the 2 to 3 hour show, let alone the overall like roadmap. It's ridiculous. It's an unbelievably insane thing, but we're kind of on target for it, I think, for what I have had planned for them. We'll see. Do you still speak to Lee and Brad? Yeah, I see him every day. We go breathing in the morning. Hi Darwin, thanks for the 49-monther, my friend. It's such an immense amount of effort, which is funny because you know the cast will bullshit RP for 3 hours if left to their own devices. Yeah, I know, yeah. I've done it to you guys a couple times, but it feels very uncomfortable for me to show up almost empty-handed. The worst thing is I know I can do it. The worst thing is I know that if I had nothing written down for Cura tonight, we'd run an entire episode, and I honestly, genuinely at this point believe no one would even know. A, because I've gotten quite good at it. And I don't mean to say I'm the best DM in the world or anything like that, but I know what I'm doing at this point. I understand the rules of the game. I understand how to run a show. I understand the capabilities. You guys know your characters at this point. You know what you're doing. You know what's happening. I've been running D&D for years at this sort of professional level. I can do it with my eyes closed. I do it pretty often with I do it on a Sunday for the chat, the Twitch plays thing. I haven't got anything written down for that, by the way. I don't sit there and plan anything. I just show up. And I've done it several times. I do it for whenever we run Oracle's Rest. And I very rarely plan anything for it. But it's very uncomfortable for me to show up with absolutely nothing prepared. It gives me such an immense amount of anxiety. So I end up planning lots of stuff for it. And then often I show up with something planned. Like everything we did last week, I wasn't sure if last week's episode was going to last half an hour. So tonight's episode is actually completely planned. I had to do very little prep for tonight. The only thing that I've prepped are the items that you forged. I wanted to... I had an idea for them, but I wanted to see what you guys made because it was, whatever. And these items are cool. I think they're cool. So I'm excited about that. But other than that, I sort of had it all sort of prepped last week, which actually sometimes is quite difficult because I forget what I did because it was like I prepped it a week and a half ago and I'm like, I don't remember. The beach episode, yeah. The Sunday show is hilarious. Twitch plays A Legend of Gary is so funny. But usually when you don't have anything planned, that's how it goes though. It ends up being funny because it has to be silly. You almost can't really take it too seriously. Some people like to run D&D in a very serious way, and they'll run like a very dark and gritty world and setting, which I've done a couple times. Miss Light is one of them. And it's very hard to find brevity in those. Well, actually, Cura's kind of that setting as well. I think I remember Leah coming to me and saying like, I'm going to play a straight up comedy character. She's just going to be a slapstick silly character. And in the back of my head I was like, I don't mind, but I'm scared that I'm going to go, okay, episode 1, the world is ending. Zombies are trying to kill you. What do you do? And then she's like, why did I make a fucking comedy character in this like gritty, dark, apocalyptic show? But I genuinely think, and it isn't just Leah that's done it, but just bringing a character like that does so much work for me that I don't... it's hard to run something that's so gritty and serious without moments of relief, like comic relief, or even just light moments and things. Because when you're the DM and your setting is so grim and dark, it's quite difficult to also provide that. Cure is especially difficult because everyone's dead. So I think my main challenge with Cure so far has been providing them with NPCs, villages, different places to visit, because everyone's dead. Whereas in a normal D&D show or whatever, they will come to a town and I will provide a lot of different NPCs and locations and like merchants and shit. It's quite difficult to do with this system, or with this setting. And so I've relied on them a lot for that. I've relied on their interpersonal sort of relationship. And they've smashed it. I mean, of course they have. I'm at the point where I can trust all of these people with anything, really. Did it with Roto as well. I knew that I could just leave him alone at any point, and I did a lot. Roto was particularly difficult because I didn't very often use like battle maps and stuff, so there's not a lot of like dungeon crawling and things. It's very theatre of the mind, which means you sort of rely on a lot more roleplay. So these guys are fucking chatting shit for as long as possible. And they're always buying me time in Rota. It's like less so because it's D&D, so I can always throw combat at them very easily. Rise of the Apprentice, it was hard to... Every combat had to be a little bit calculated. It was quite different. Merlin was that in Mistlight, yeah, very much so. Not that everyone isn't. There's plenty of opportunities for different things to happen that can provide that sort of light-hearted brevity. But I think Jilden has been that. It's funny because Jilden in Cura has been sometimes the comic relief and sometimes has provided the most poignant moment of the episode. You know what I mean? Like, she'll just say something or something will happen where you're like, dang. Fuck. Get you a girl who can do both. Yeah. That's why I'm not that bothered when, like, Leah came to me and she was like, I don't know, man. I made this comedy character and it's going to be shit and ruin your show. And I was like, it won't, because I know that you won't. You haven't got, you can't roleplay badly. You just don't have the ability to. I've literally never seen, the worst night of Wild RP I've ever seen Leah do was still better than your average fucking roleplayer. So, just, it doesn't matter what character you bring. I do it as well, where I will be like, I'm playing a stupid, silly character, and then I'll show up, and then I end up. Your character will adapt to what's happening around them, or something will happen that will force them to adapt. Remember when Whack did it to me with Poloculus? Whack was like, do you want to be in one episode of this show? What was it called? Not Halcyon City. Identity Crisis. He's like, do you want to be in one episode? And I was like, sure, yeah, whatever. And he was like, okay, just make up a superhero. And I was like, okay, I'm going to play a combination of my two favorite superheroes then. Superman and Cyclops. The ultimate Boy Scout. And I was going to show up with an American accent and talk like this and be stupid. And it was going to be so dumb. And Whack was like, the show began, and Whack was immediately hit me with like parental trauma. A parental trauma scene. So I had to, immediately the stupid character was like, you don't understand, father. I will become the greatest. You know, it was like, I had to grow, and he immediately grew as a character for me and became a much more fleshed out character. And it was great. And it's just what happens. One of the questions I get a lot when I'm preparing a show as well is like, what's the tone of this show? And I'm like, I don't know. I actually don't know. In my head at the moment, it's kind of like gritty and dark and rough. But the moment we could begin and all four of you are fucking around and now it's a comedy. I don't think my shows have a particular tone though. I think they go everywhere. We'll literally have the most like hilarious scene where like, the stupidest thing happens. And then we'll have the most epic scene where a fucking lance of blood kills a creature and you're like, damn, that was fucking cool. Then they'll have like a fucking scene where everyone's crying. I don't think that it's really... I wouldn't say my shows even have a genre at this point. I don't really aim for one either. The point of D&D, right? Yeah. That's why it's so fun. It's why I love it as a medium for storytelling. Because even if I wanted to write it, I feel myself doing it. I feel myself thinking like, okay, what probably should happen here is the character arc here will probably end, and then we introduce this element or this new catalyst to the story, which would then propel them as a group towards this thing. And I realize that I'm writing every movie I've ever watched. Every movie is a script that has been provided and written over and over and over again, and we're enslaved to certain tropes quite a lot of the time that we're not even aware of. You're like, well, this is the point where the hero saves the day. That's the rules. That's every movie we've ever watched. Movies where heroes don't save the day generally don't do that well. But D&D introduces a little fucking D20, which changes everything, because you roll this fucking dice, and now the moment that you thought was going to happen in your head is now I've rolled a 5. So actually, I don't think that he does do a triple backflip over the fucking bad guy. I think as he's trying to backflip over him, the bad guy cuts him down out of the air. Roll for damage. Oh, you're injured. Oh, you're down. Okay, roll your death saves. Well, this has changed the entire thing, Because in my head, this is the point where the hero does a triple backflip over the bad guy and chops his head off. But instead, you've just been cut down out of the air, slammed to the ground, and now you're dying. And now the other characters are scrambling to try and save you. The entire thing has shifted. The entire trope has been thrown out the window, and now we don't know what the fuck is happening. And it can provide really, really interesting story effects and really interesting switch-ups that you just will not find in writing of other non-random based written things, TV, movies, books, games. Of course you will find them in, there are plenty of good examples out there. No Country for Old Men is the best one for me, off the top of my head, to think of. It's why I love it. So they go from, you'll be laughing 1 minute because it was a dick joke, and then the next minute, literally everyone's crying because the character's dead. It's like, damn, fuck. Big fan of it. If you like D&D, by the way, we've been talking about D&D for a little while here, then why not follow Table Story. Table Story is a D&D channel that I run shows on, along with other fantastic game masters, and lots of Twitch streamers for cast members and things. There is a show tonight. It's called Cura, Q-U-U-R-A. What does that mean, Braid? Tune in and find out. And that is on at 9 p.m. UK time, which is 4 p.m. Eastern every Tuesday. But there are other shows throughout the week as well. There's also just there's a huge backlog or catalogue of previous shows that we've been running for the last 8 years now. So there's lots of stuff in there for you to watch. You can watch all of us be worse DMs and go back and watch something from 2016 and improve and improve and improve, because I think that's what we do on that channel, and I absolutely love it so much. Even though I think it does provide me a huge amount of anxiety and is terrifying. It's one of the weirdest things about being a DM. The hour after I finish any session I run, any session, it can be a bullshit joke stupid session that I don't care about, or it can be the most important session of a very important campaign to me. I will end the stream, be like, bye everyone, see you, ta-ta, bye bye bye, love you guys, bye, and then we end the fucking call and I go and sit on that fucking sofa and feel completely suicidal because of how shit I am. the drain and the pressure and everything, just fucking, and then the imposter syndrome. I just go and sit on that sofa for about half an hour to an hour, and I beat myself up about how shit I am at this, and how boring this must be, and how badly these players probably don't want to play anymore. I guess I should just wrap it up so they don't have to be fucking subjected to this shit anymore. It's the fucking weirdest thing ever, dude. The most horrible thing. And nothing I've ever done is able to get rid of it. It's the strangest feeling. I've enjoyed Cura. Cura is actually going according to plan for the most part. The random element of the players is always going to be a thing that I don't have any control over. They have brought an element to this that I wasn't fully expecting, in that they hate each other in character. But they're like bound together by some bullshit. You will find in a lot of my campaigns that for no reason whatsoever, your 4 players are fucking bound together by some external force. Because fuck you. That's why. Because I know you're going to the first thing you're all going to do is turn on each other and try and leave. And then you need to come up with some stupid reason in character to stick together so you can show up in the next episode. Well, I've done it for you. The Illithid Parasite, you have to have the Final Fantasy 13 Lizzie brand and the Illithid Parasites on you. Some sort of pressure, you're going to die. Darkfire was Darkfire. I made an entire campaign about that, and I've never stopped doing it. You gotta do it. And this is exactly why, because these four fucking hate each other, but they haven't got a choice. The world's gonna win. Fuck you. You're gonna get on with it, or what? I love it. I love how they get the excuse in character to be like, oh, if we don't carry on, the world's gonna end. All right, so shut up. Shut the fuck up. No fighting. No fighting. No fighting. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. The world's going to end. Just shut up. Suck it up. We'll never speak to each other again after this. It's the best, dude. My favourite thing. But I've learned that you have to do it to them. There was like a comment on YouTube right at the beginning of Cura where someone was like, I hate the whole they have to save the world trope. Okay. What do you want it to be then? Cooking. A cooking campaign. What do you want? You want it to be evil? Nothing worse. Nothing worse than an evil campaign. It's just grueling for the GM. Yeah, I've prepared this entire village for you. I've written up all these NPCs. You've killed them all. You're eating them. Okay, you've eaten them. Fucking took me a week to write this up. What do you do next? Oh, you're attacking each other. More PvP. Alright. Let's just fucking go through more PvP then. Nah. Do not run an evil campaign. It's fucking awful. You run a campaign where they have to save the world. I promise you, if you don't do that, it's boring. No, what are you watching? Also, admittedly, I'm a player too. I think people forget that the DM is a player too. I'm a player too. And I want to have fun. And the only way I can have fun is if we're running a JRPG. You're playing a Final Fantasy game. There will be other elements thrown in. You might be playing a more anime-ified one. You might be playing a more Bloodborne-ified one. But you're playing a Final Fantasy game. Sometimes I go fully Final Fantasy. Dying Order. Where you fight God at the end of it. Literally. A fucking huge thing with distended arm. Like, his hands weren't even attached. Like, I was like, oh, okay. The most Final Fantasy thing I could come up with. It's like fighting Necron from Final Fantasy 9. Or Barthandelus from 13. Like, I loved it. And sometimes I surreptitiously leak in that it's a Final Fantasy game. But that's my character that I get to play. Otherwise, what am I showing up for? I'm just doing it for the sake of it. Because people want to watch a table story show. Or because my friends want a game to play in. That's fine. And those things do get me to the table a lot of the time. But I also want to really genuinely enjoy myself. And really, all I've ever wanted to do is tell those kinds of stories. I think, and this show, I'm actually very interested to talk about it at the end of the show. Cura has been a direct, almost a magnifying glass of that, because I've run so many shows now that I can put things in that are staples of my shows. You know, like in Final Fantasy, chocobos are in all of them. You know what I mean? Or Moogles or something like that. There's always like an element. There's certain elements and things. They're not always things like chocobos and Moogles, but there can be thematic elements or stylistic elements in those games where you expect certain things to happen. I've done it in this. There are little callbacks to older games, and they're not. I think a lot of people think they're like, this is a prequel to the Darkfire. This is a prequel to Darkfire, and actually at the end of it, so what's going to happen is Jildan is actually going to fall into the pool that Arden falls into, and is going to become the Darkfire. And that's what this game is. And I'm like, no. They're not direct references. They're little nods to. I've run so many shows now. And I'm at that point where I can create shows and go, you should be expecting this of me at this point as a GM. I love this is my favorite thing to run, Cura. This is my favorite thing to run. I like playing D&D. because D&D is the perfect structure for me to tell a story which I want to tell, which is generally just sort of a Brad Woto's Final Fantasy story, right? I also love doing something I've never done before. Rise of the Apprentice. I did a Star Wars show, which towards the end got a little bit more Brad Woto cliched, because I thought it would just be, I just thought it would be an interesting ending. But generally speaking, was not anything. I wasn't trying to work to my own things. I was trying to make it feel like a fucking Star Wars IP. And so I produced that thing entirely differently. And it was an entirely different approach to it. And I was like, cool, I can do this. And I do enjoy doing it, but I couldn't do one every year. Almost like PB does. PB does she will just try and do a blank slate show. And I think she, like all of us, has her own style. So you'll see a thematic style over it, kinda. The way that she produces things and the way that she runs things. But she'll do something completely new. You know what I mean? Like she'll do a new IP, or she'll do, you know, she'll find a new system or something like that. But my plan here is to just keep running things that I like running, and then when I want to, I'll do something absolutely completely different. I've got plans for other things that I want to do that are not like this in the future. But I just love it. This is my favorite thing to run. And I don't like stories where you aren't. I love a story where you start out as a sort of boots on the ground little scrappy fighter with a shit sword, and at the end of it you have the fucking crystal chosen blade of the anointed one, and the ancestral armor of the original death beast, and you take that into the future and fight God, who is you. You know, that's what I want to happen. I want you to start out as a pickpocket on the street, a level 1 thief.
I've stolen me little apple.
You know?
This apple gives me 1 HP back.
And at the end of it, you're literally there like,
I am the anointed one, and now I shall become the god of these lands.
And that's it. It's my favourite thing. It's my favourite thing. Because it feels good as a player. I like making my players feel good. And when you're a player and you get to do cool shit, there's no better feeling, right? When your character, it can be fun to do natural one. And, you know, sometimes it can be a bit grinding if you just roll in 10s over and over again. And that's just the dice roll. But every now and then you've got to be able to do something fucking sick. There's no better feeling than doing the triple backflip. And, you know, they're describing like, you do a triple backflip over the fucking villain. You bring the sword up, and as you're turning, you bring the sword across his neck. And as you land behind him, his head falls to the ground between his legs. Do you know what I mean? You're like, what the fuck? I just jumped over him, pulled my sword up behind him, brought it under his neck and beheaded him. That's the sickest thing I've ever heard. You're like, yeah, dude, you rolled a natural 20 and you did enough damage to kill him. You're the best. You're level 11. You're a god now. I mean, once you're at level 5, you're a mini god in that in any campaign. You're so unbelievably broken. It's so hard not to have a level progression like you have in D&D 5e and not allow the players to be like, hey, you guys are level 10. This is the final boss battle. They're doing omega level threat shit, you know. It's so difficult not to let them become mini gods. So I just embrace it. I'm just like, yeah, dude, you guys are fucking OP as shit. But I see that immediately. I'm like, the world is ending and you are the chosen ones. And they're like, what the fuck? We're level 1, and they don't feel it. But by the end of that campaign, they actually feel like they were the chosen ones. They finally fill those boots. You'll get there. You never feel like it at the beginning, but by the end of one of my campaigns, you're going to fight God. You're probably going to win. I'm a big fan of writing in you lose. But so far, I think they've always won. Dying Order had the most possible endings. And there was an element of ambiguity to the end of Dying Order, which is my favorite. Just I'm so happy with the way that turned out. I love my cast for Dying Order for the way that ended. I love them so much. It was nothing to do with me. I wrote in several different endings and stuff, sure, but all on them. Absolutely smashed it. It's one of my favorite endings to a campaign ever. But yeah, man, you got to fucking strike down God, right? That's a Final Fantasy game. The best example is Final Fantasy 9. The ending to Final Fantasy 9 is hilarious because you beat the normal boss and you're like, okay, we've beaten the boss, and then the creators of Final Fantasy 9 went, no, wait, there's more, and you're like, there isn't more, and they're like, yeah, we just made up a new boss for no reason, fight it. And this fucking thing comes out of the ground with this fucking halo thing, and you're flying, and you just have to fight a random thing the creators don't even know what it is. You ask them, what the fuck is Necron? And they don't know. Oh, it's like something to do with the life force and death. Oh, who cares? Just fight it. It's the best. It's the best thing ever. It's my favorite thing ever. And I want that to happen in all of my campaigns. I love it. I love it so much. Penry, thank you for the 71 monther. Wow, you got bad hay fever, huh? Where are you? Because I'm scared my hay fever is going to start kicking in soon enough. I hate when people dye their nails and shove them in my face like, okay, gay. I know, dude. There was a guy on TikTok that commented on my video. Was like, I hate when people dye their nails and shove them in my face. Like, okay, first of all, what do you mean, shove it in your face? It's not like I'm sitting there going, oh, look at my nails. Second of all, I'm having to actually press the screen because it's a blind rank. So what do you want me to do? Do it with my dick? Okay, press the screen. I have to touch the screen, you dickhead. Third of all, so insecure. Men that are insecure, you know. Hey. Fourth, this is to stop me from biting them. This isn't because I like kissing boys. This isn't because I'm more effeminate. This isn't even because I think it looks good. It's purely to stop me from biting my nails. It's a subconscious stop. I go to bite my nail and I go, oh, what's that? Oh, why does my nail feel weird? Oh, there's stuff on it. I don't want to bite it because it breaks off and splinters into my teeth, and now I have black bits in my teeth. Which is why they're black. It's literally just a preventative measure because I can't stop biting my nails because of anxiety. It's the only reason I paint my nails. You know? And the truth is, he finds me super attractive and he's so angry about it. Yeah. 100%. I mean, I don't know. You know what it is. You know exactly who it is. There's those type of people. I mean, I forget sometimes that they exist because I don't interface with them in the real world anymore. I don't go and sit in a pub with a bunch of people. I don't talk to, extended family members and shit. I just live chronically online, surrounded by my friends, and I only allow my friends into my sort of inner sanctum. I will speak to people, but generally I will only have conversations with my friends. So then every now and then I remember that almost everyone in the world is a prick. I'm like, oh yeah, dude. Everyone's a prick. Talking of pricks, it's Retrosphere. Who's playing Farm Simulator today? Made me laugh so much. I knew it was coming. Hi Schmid, thanks for the 55 a monther. Thanks for the precious gruel, you're welcome. Did magic ever return to Lacrin? I don't know, man. I don't know. You tell me. I know as much as you know about the ending of Dying Order. I'm going on a trip with a bunch of old college, high school friends, and I'm terrified of what kind of people. Oh, dude, yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Apart from Liam and Andrew, who I went to school with, and I got very lucky. There's no way they'd give a shit about. I don't think they could give a shit about anything I do. You know what I mean? Like in that way. Whatever I'm into. I mean, I'm into some of the lamest shit ever. D&D and fucking role playing I play a fucking cowboy dress up game where I pretend to be a man who lives in 1903 and is a fucking lawman who can teleport horses in an alternate reality where fucking no one can move around in groups larger than 6 for no reason. You know? They don't give a shit. Don't give a shit. Should we play Cyberpunk? I tried to stream on TikTok, but it didn't work. But that's innocuous though. You aren't trapping people in basements or working on Wall Street. I know, it's so insane. I changed my name. DJ Cruel now with no vowels. Why would you do that? It's so long. It takes up the whole screen. Why would you do it to yourself? You gotta wait 6 months to change that. It's like someone getting a face tattoo, isn't it? You just got a face tattoo. You got a fucking giant fucking face tattoo in the middle of your head. And now you got to wait 6 months for it to heal so you can get it off. Oh, is it 2 months? Alright, well, I'll allow it. You play a cowboy doll and I watch every night. I definitely don't give a shit. My favourite thing that Liam said to me is we were in a pub chatting. You're on Suicide Watch? No, whack. It's the other way around. Liam's 100% on the one on Suicide Watch right now. Because he was like, he said that Liam was sat there. We were drinking a beer and he was like, oh yeah, I've been watching you play the thing with it. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, it's cool, you got a girlfriend in the game. I was like, yeah, Lucian's got a little girlfriend. And he was like, yeah, I've been watching the whole thing, like the back and forth, you guys like falling in love. And I was like, yeah, it's cool, right? Yeah. And he was like, kind of jealous. The way he said it, it's heartbreaking in his chest. He was like, I'm not gonna lie, kind of jealous. Dude, it made me feel so much better about myself. I was like, oh, okay, I'm not the loneliest person in the world, and it's not Orcish. Got jealous. I was drinking his beer. Welcome, brother. The tribe of lonely men. Oh, fuck, dude. It made me laugh so much. Despair. Oh, it's brutal, isn't it? Fuck, man. It's so difficult. I hate it. Every waking moment of my life is just agony. Or distraction. Alright, let's read this comment from Gary, and then we're going to play Cyberpunk. Ended last night D&D session with the party facing a lair full of werewolves. After the fighter snuck in and killed one inside the base, drawling aggro all the werewolves into a fight as the werewolf we were trying to replace the leader look at us in disgust. Actually sounds really fun, Gary. And now I want to put werewolves in Cura tonight. I can. If they're anywhere, they're where they are, probably. Ladies and gentlemen, Gary. Round of applause. The legendary Paul of a chat room. Bit awkward. Yeah. And that's where it ended. Yeah. Cool. Alright, we're gonna play Cyberpunk now. Started it yesterday. Sorry, we spoke for quite a long time today, so let's just crack on with it. Right fucking now.
Welcome to Night City.
Yeah, come on.
The only limit to what you can do is what you're willing to become. So dream big. If you can hack it, the future's yours for the taking. In 2077, what makes someone a criminal? Getting caught. In Night City, you can become anyone, anything, if your body can pay the price. So seize the day. Why do you come here? For fun? For power? Looking for a shock to the system? Yeah. Because before they put a bullet in you, you'll make this whole city burn. and set it on fire. Cyberpunk 2077. Pre-order now.
Literally the new GTA trailer. Hilarious. Still laughing about Liam. Okay, let's carry on. Let's carry on with video game. Uh-oh. So we started playing yesterday. We made a Corpo Netrunner. I'm going to try and do some net running stuff. I did all the like beginning mission bits. That's what we did yesterday. So let's continue. Continue. 10, 9.
Hey everyone, feels great to have you back. So then, did you all hear about that Arasaka aircraft carrier docked in Night City called Kujira, or the Whale? Apparently the crew figured it wasn't safe in Japanese waters, afraid some local fishermen might harpoon it for scientific research.
Okay.
But honestly...
Now, the plan for today... Oh, here's what I looked up. So I am playing the game like a Redditor this time. So I looked up some stuff about a good build for this this update for a Netrunner, because I don't really want to rely on my own ability to understand how to play this game, because I definitely don't, and I'll definitely fuck everything up. They've gone for body 20, intelligence 20, technical ability 20, and reflexes 15. I probably won't take body to 20. But I want to do this. Intelligence for sure. Build these. Technical ability. I think 1 point in body is meant to be good for a little bit of a HP boost. But then we want to get these cyber decks. There's a bunch of cyber decks that it suggests. And these are all like epic things, but give me an idea of how to go. So I had a little look through it. This is like basically end game shit though. So I think I'm just gonna try and follow it a little bit. But I got the idea from it. So today what I'd like to do is actually just sort of try and make some money. How do I get that car back? Where's the car? But I want to get some money and do some of these side quests today, which is, again, this is not the way I play games. Looking up Reddit builds, fucking doing side quests immediately. What's that? Why is there a man of note over there? There's a cop. And then I want to play the game like a Netrunner, which is that you can kind of hack into people and fuck with their cybernetics, because everyone is a cyborg in 2077. What makes everyone a cyborg? It's V. There it is. I'm a bad guy. It works. Let's go. So let's do. Let's see what I've got for side quests. But you can also just drive around, right? It's a good way to make money, chat. I'm not bothered about a little bit of light backseat gaming, and I'm not bothered about spoilers because we have already played it. But I haven't played Phantom Liberty, so don't tell me anything about that. Psycho killer. Find and incapacitate cyber killers. Oh yeah, we have to kill 17 of these. One of these was like... One was like go and get a bunch of cybernetics, no? That's the fighting one. Wait for a lockdown to end? Don't know what that is. What happened to that other job that I had? Oh god, every time I click that button, it makes me more furious than the last. How do I find and incapacitate cyber psychos? Doesn't actually tell me to go anywhere, does it? What's this? A quest? How do I find random quests in the world? Vehicle combat. Drawing your weapon while driving enables combat. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. You need to finish the prologue. Okay, alright, let's do this then. What's handbrake? How do you handbrake turn in this fucking game? So we're doing this one. And what's the time now? It's 3:47. The map. Oh, the driving is so improved. God, I hated the driving in this. Got time to waste, let's park the car properly. A Retrosphere playthrough. Retrosphere playing Farm Sim.
We're closed right now.
Alright. Fine. Can I do a time thing where I stand for an hour? He's talking to me.
Hey, friend.
Food vendor. I don't want any of it.
You good?
Don't RP all the time, but when I do, it's parking the car in game by myself. Same. What's this one? Food. Is there a Witcher meditate? Or do you just have to wait through the excruciating real-time 2 hours? Why is it that when I don't want people to backseat game, people won't shut the living fuck up? But as soon as I'm like, you can backseat game, and then I ask an actual specific question, no one has the answer. It's unbelievable. Inventory menu. Skip time. Lying. He lied, didn't he? He's bloody lied again. This motherfucker. There's a wait option at the quest spot. Admittedly, I think there's a bit of lag on my stream today. Just lied again. They've lied to me again, haven't they? In the chat room. Sav, of all people, my trusted confidant, easily in the top probably 200, 300 most attractive people in the chat room right now. Savannah. absolutely lied. We like to see you struggle. That is what we like. I need the parasites. The parasites.
The parasites. We like to see you struggle. The parasites want to see you struggle. The parasites.
Hit H. Skip time. Savannah, you have earned my trust once more. You can't do that right. You can't do that right now. You can't do that right now. Okay. Hey V, a thought just occurred to me. Can't start your career in the major leagues, right, by sporting some rag of a t-shirt. The wind blows a lot stronger up there on the top of the world. Old timers like me hate to watch you kids catch cold. Left you a couple of things in your stash at your apartment. Give them an honest try and I bet they'll fit you just right. No way I can accept another gift. YouTuber playthrough. Thank you. They're just collecting dust. Alright. Cool. Free clothing, that's what we needed.
Hey there, dollface.
Hi.
Interest you in a preem BD?
Sure. Corpo answer.
Not my first time.
Don't remember you.
Because I didn't get in through the front.
Hi, Mini Rocket.
Huh, get a load of this one. Right. Rules are simple. Someone catches your eye, you do not grab them. You find them in the catalog, ask for a BD, and get yourself a box. No recording, no copping feels when the guards ain't looking. In you go. Have fun, doll. Welcome to Lizzie's.
Never doing such an intro again. Sorry, I'm distracted.
What a sweet little face you have.
Okay. Where am I going? In here?
Already dumped her already. Yeah, no surprise there.
I feel like in here is supposed to have some music playing, but because we have streamer mode on, we can't.
Hey!
Get you something.
So, curious. The name Lizzie's. That the owner?
Not for a long while, no. And it's none too sweet a story.
Oh, now I'm just flat interested.
Real Lizzie ran a strip joint out of this place back in the day. Lizzie's bar. Girls were paid right, insured, even had decent security. Good spot, all in all.
Let me guess. It didn't last.
No, Tiger Claws took care of that. Tiger beat one of Lizzie's
Read it. I
girls,
did read
real
it.
bad ones.
I'm not reading that out
No
loud.
hesitation, Lizzie blasted the guy's balls off. Gang came back the
I
next
can't
day.
read something like that.
Liz was done.
I can't do compliments.
Tigers gave this place up
I'm
to
not
the Mox in
emotionally
the
well
end,
enough.
though, didn't they?
Sort of. The Moxes had to make a deal with them. Luckily, they kept their heads, organized quick. Big boss now is Susie Q.
No mods, Victoria.
The sign stayed up, out of respect. And biz booms to this day.
Biz.
Looking for Evelyn Parker. Know if she's here?
Who's asking?
Name's V. She and I have a date.
Well, V, it's a pleasure. I'm Mateo.
Uh-huh. So, Evelyn.
Club's big. Gonna have to look around. Can't do it for you.
It's all right, Mateo. I was waiting for this one.
It's the person that I drew. In today's edition of Brad drew a picture. Lucy from I can't remember what it's called. Okay, shut up. Play the game, shut up.
Evelyn Parker. I knew it was you as soon as you walked in.
Fucking pounded that whole thing.
That's on. Only tequila I drink. How would you know?
I like to know everything about the people I work with. Either that or it was just a lucky guess.
Mind if we talk about the job?
Why did they
Heard you
say
got
3 or
something
4?
for me.
Because I have to get some more information.
But not here. Come with me. We'll be in the lounge, Mateo. Anyone asks, we're not here.
So, what can
Nothing's
a horny
wrong.
girl like
Really?
me do for?
Why don't you just tell me the truth?
I just told you.
Vanilla sprinkles?
Oh, it's levels in skills. Okay.
Dex had a load to say about you. Called you professional, effective, and trustworthy.
That's reflex.
I hope he wasn't overselling.
So what's this? This is street cred or cool? Don't know him well. Let's just cut to the chase. I'm the best.
I'm waiting.
This is cool.
Let's talk biz. I mean, it's nice, but I didn't come here to get my ego stroked.
No, you're here to gain some knowledge. The life-changing kind.
Well, now you got me all excited.
Your target. I trust you know what it is.
Relic. Secure your soul trinket. Key tech in the program, actually. We're tangling with Arasaka. Making this heist one dangerous, risky motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Arasaka's poured billions into personality transfer technology. But me, I just want the data on this one. The chip is tucked away inside Konpeki Plaza, the hotel. You ever been?
Oppo.
Arasaka seems to have quite the touch with that hotel chain. But I gotta say, Konpeki in Tokyo's still leagues above the rest.
The two are identical to each other.
Japan's staff. The service can't be beat. Singapore, Paris, Washington. Ugh, all the rest act like charity case cousins by comparison.
Well, it's hard to argue with that. True.
So where's this chip hiding, exactly?
In a suite on the top floor. The room's occupied by Yorinobu Arasaka.
Yorinobu Arasaka? In Night City? Huh, guess the scream sheets weren't lying this time.
It's on the lips of everyone in the city. Saburo Arasaka's only surviving son, heir apparent to the Arasaka Empire, in town. Please.
Could it be? Emperor's prepared to cede his throne after 150 years? Doubt it.
Only a handful of people in Night City know what the Arasaka's real plans are.
Telling me you're one of them? So we're not jumping the corp. We're jumping Yorinobu Arasaka himself.
Yorinobu is a puppet. He lost all his cards years ago when he failed to do Daddy's bidding. Saburo's had Yori's balls in a vice for years. He might just turn the screw and crush them outright if he learns his son's up to no good again.
Even so, still Yorinobu fucking Arasaka. Top dog like Yorinobu's bound to have an army on call. Hotel's probably a goddamn fortress by now, too.
Yorinobu keeps exactly no hustle around. Not one guard. Got rid of them a long time ago.
Huh. Why is that?
Surely you know what they say about Arasaka intel. Sneeze in Night City, and a blossom drops from a cherry tree in Tokyo. Yorinobu was convinced his Arasaka security detail reported directly to his father.
Look, if you've got any spare aces up your sleeve, now's the time to show them.
Now this should make your tits perk up. Yorinobu recently swiped the chip from an Arasaka laboratory. He's made a deal with Netwatch, aims to sell it to them. Have you spotted my ace yet, or do I need to spell things out?
Nope, don't buy it.
I don't know what
Netwatch's
Netwatch is.
integrity rests on their neutrality. Why would they tarnish their rep by procuring stolen goods?
Netwatch provides net security for all corporations, and collects eddies in the millions for it. But in this day and age, everyone's in the game, and no one can afford to be a saint. To win, one has to go all in.
So what's Yorinobu due to walk away with?
Unimportant. You focus on the biochip.
What could cyberspace's watchers and protectors offer him? Intelligence on his enemies?
That doesn't matter in the least. Because you'll make sure the transaction never happens, and I get the chip.
Fine. So no Arasaka security on the device because Yorinobu whisked it away in secret. Now where's he hiding it?
Well, likely in a specialized container. One that mimics an organic neural environment. On the outside, it looks like an ordinary briefcase.
And the case is?
You'll see for yourself soon enough. Provided we're done gossiping about the Arasakas.
Heard a bit about Yorinobu.
Curious about the corpo.
Studied finance and biotech in Tokyo, probably to please his father.
Mm-hmm. Saburo was grooming him to be his successor.
But then Yorinobu cut himself off from the Corp. Joined the Steel Dragons, nomads, from Tokyo. Heard they were planning an Arasaka coup or its downfall.
That flash of youthful rebellion ended like it usually does. Yorinobu returned to the fold, but the bitter taste remained. You know your stuff. But that's only one side of him. There's another. An intelligent man who has his own designs on the Corp.
Could be another power-hungry corpo dick, like so many others.
Ever tried to imagine what life might be like for an emperor's son? You have everything, yet you are no one. Nothing. At least as long as you remain in Saburo Arasaka's shadow. I sympathize. It's a vulnerability I understand well.
And one you plan to exploit fully. One more thing. Data that's on the chip. What is it?
Irrelevant, entirely.
This is the Johnny.
We're talking about data Yorinobu snuck out of Arasaka.
Silverhand.
What's more, he wants
Chip.
to pass it on to Netwatch. Sounds pretty damn relevant to me.
Listen, V. The Relic. That's my concern. Your concern? Earning a paycheck. Just get the job done. I'll make sure your bank accounts are sated.
Okay, what's next?
Now comes the best part. Follow me. Got something for you. Should help you plan. Brain dance from Konpeki Plaza.
How's a brain dance supposed to help? Need facts, not thrills.
Think BDs are only good for fondling virtual tits? Jacking off to in those boxes? No. It can be a very useful tool. Good for analyzing details human perception, even boosted, doesn't grasp. Exactly what you need.
So what's on the tape?
BDs. I remember them not being that great.
The glorious interior. You'll need to locate the relic yourself. Hope I grabbed enough detail to make that possible.
Hold up. Mean to say you recorded this?
Mm-hmm. BD rec implant. Why, you object?
No, not at all. Let's see this brain dance.
Judy'll help. She's a Mox, too. Besides, we go back, years. V, this is important. Judy's always been there for me. Always helped out. I trust her. But she's a Mox, not the latest member of your crew. Try not to forget. So you'll be a good girl, tread lightly, and keep that tongue on a leash.
Relax. Believe it or not, I'm no stranger to tact. In biz or life.
Hey, there you are.
This is V. She's here for that BD role. And V, this is Judy. Best brain dance editor I know.
Enough already. You're gonna make me barf.
Don't know what that one is.
Impressive looking setup. Need all this to process brain dances?
Technical.
Analyzers, sensory sig amps, acoustic and emotive wave monitors, facial expression translators.
Judy.
All right. Compiled your BDF.
What do you think? Will it do?
Still pretty raw, but yeah, ought to do.
V needs to get deep inside. That's most important.
So, let's calibrate. Tune it to her. Believe me, I've dealt with worse. Should see the jig street porn we gotta contend with sometimes.
So, we drop V inside? Let her look, let her rummage around, right?
How about it, V? Raw brain dance. Ever taken a dip before?
Look, I'm no BD virgin, but the raw stuff, uncharted territory.
Relax. I'll explain everything. It's less complicated than it sounds. Sit down, settle in, and we'll get you going.
Super VR. I haven't cranked out the Oculus in like a year. Remember when everyone thought VR was going to be the next thing, and then everyone was like, yeah, I like it, it's fine. And then everyone just went back to playing PlayStation.
Gotta create your sensory profile first.
Okay, hit me. Just promise me it won't hurt.
It won't. Not this time. Now sit still, look at me. Gonna run the analysis soft. Should feel a slight tingling. Okay, now let's set the optics and other sensory sigs. Look smack into these two screens. Pretend it's an eye exam.
Get a lot of requests like this?
All the
EMDR
time.
therapy.
But it's usually stuff the girls.
Hi, Benevolent
scroll at
Brute.
the
Thanks for the
club.
2
I take
years,
that,
my
do
friend.
some routine porn tuning.
Crank up the orgasms?
More like cut out all the other shit. Fucking's business as usual for these guys. Their minds wander to grocery lists, spouses' birthdays, late bills, whatever. But even then, you can refigure things, mold the emotions into something unique, unforgettable. So, I can't complain. One more sec. Need to get the pain receptor limiters in. Okay. All set. I need to test your profile first. Tossing in a sample BD. You can use it to get to know the editor. Now let me see. Where could we...
Can't you just use my recording? Why are we wasting time?
So we don't risk our necks? Besides, won't take a sec. Got something here. Should be perfect.
I mean, how hard can it be?
Boot it up.
Let me give you the tailored version first. Let you get your bearings. Then we'll jump into editing mode. Be diving in 3, 2, 1.
Plan simple. Do nothing odd. Don't get creative. You go in, snatch the cash, get out. And we sell the BD to those psycho freaks from the studio.
Got it.
And remember, everything on full blast. They'll spot us extra for a wicked adrenaline high.
Okay, on you go. Down! Everybody! On the ground! I want to see you kissing the flooring! Money! Now! Or I will fucking drop you! I swear to God! Whoa! Yeah! Hey! Now! Before I blow your fucking head off!
Slow, deep breaths. Your cortisol and adrenaline spiked, but the soft activated your hormone blockers. Nothing happened. You're alive and well.
A flash of intense shock. I can still feel it. I remember. Fuck. That last second. Could warn me how much it hurts to die.
Trust me, real death hurts much, much more.
Not so sure about that.
You'll be fine.
Look, this will
Got
give you
everything set up?
intense
Let's
nightmares.
switch over to editing mode. sever the link to the BD roller's sensory array, you'll be able to look around freely. Whole scene's yours. Full cam control in analysis mode, so move around, zoom in and out, whatever else you come up with. Think of it as your own little sandbox. So, analysis mode, you control playback. Can even pause when you feel the need. Then you use the editor console to unpause. Try it.
Plan simple. Do nothing odd. Don't get creative. You go in, snatch the cash, get out. And we sell the BD to those psycho freaks from the studio.
Got it.
Dream as hell, right? Well, that's not all.
And
You
when
can
they like
speed
made a
things
big
up or
deal of
rewind, whatever
this
you like.
when they were promoting the
Give
game.
it a try. Rewind. Roll it back to the top. All good. Neat. Now try fast forwarding a bit.
Plan simple. Do nothing odd. Don't be creative. You go in, snatch the cash, get out.
Okay. You can also reset the recording. That'll take you right back to the beginning. Try it. Now for some fun. This here's why you came in the first place. In analysis mode, you get to view and even scan details of the enviro recorded by the BD roller. Focus on the heat, the gun this gonk gets from his buddy at the beginning. Now scan it.
I reckon they did have big plans for it, and then it just didn't. They just didn't have time or money or something. You can only scan clue during moments when it's perceivable by the person.
Plan simple. Do nothing odd. Don't get creative. You go in, snatch the cash, get out. And we sell the BD to those psycho freaks.
Okay, right here.
Oh yeah, and then it just tells you what to do, doesn't it? I remember now. You don't even do the investigation yourself. The detective vision in the Arkham games is so good. Just do that. Old sections on the track indicate scannable clue. The clue will be highlighted for the duration of the sequence if the editor is set to the correct layer. Clues may overlap each other. The spot where they overlap on the recording track will be especially bright. After being successfully scanned, clues disappear from the track.
Excellent. Let's move on. Now heads up. In analysis mode, you can ferret out background noise and conversations if the roller got close enough. This tech records everything, every little detail, even the sights and sounds the roller was never aware of. To see the sources of the recorded sensory signals, switch to the audio layer in the editor. Go ahead and try that now. Okay, good. Now you should see several sound signatures in the store. Choose one and hone in on it.
Please hold the line while we try to connect you. The number you are calling knows you are waiting. Alright, give me a sec. Give me a sec. I'll find something for you to listen to. Yeah. Yeah. Such a good bit of music, isn't it? Bethesda. We either smash it out the park or don't. Or we don't. Alright, what's happening? Play. No? Fuck, I didn't hear what she said. Scan the audio source. Fuck, what did she say? Oh, scan this audio source. Right, okay. I wasn't listening to it.
Okay, fuck! On your car! Little shitheads! Go restock. I'll take the register. How about you suck a bag of dicks, eh?
So, any thoughts?
Unbelievable. Seriously, like it was happening right next to me.
Yeah, it's how BD recording implants work. They pick up everything, all the elements in the background. Then an editor tweaks them, makes them pop. Keep playing with the sound, explore it a bit. We'll move on when you get bored.
Down, everybody! On the ground!
The limits of the reality recorded by the BD roller. The editor won't let you outside it. Make sense?
Wanna see you kissing the when the secret show? I'm gonna.
Sometimes you can analyze extra layers in the raw. Stuff the roller's cyberware picked up.
Like what?
Ev's got Kuroshi optics that grab infrared, meaning you should be able to grab heat signatures from her recording.
Huh. Hella nice.
Now let's wait till the guy punches out the gonk at the counter.
Down, everybody! On the ground! Wanna see you kissing the flooring? Money!
Scanning works on peeps, too. Walk up to the wounded chick. Try scanning her. Alright, next thing. Scroll forward to the part where our artist gets a lead injection.
Now, or I will fucking drop you! I swear to God! Look, you hit it now! Now!
See that? They shot him and he never saw it coming. But you will. Here it comes. My favorite part of the game. See the blinking thing over the entrance? Surveillance cam. Must have caught our
surveillance camera.
You'll see in a sec. Cam feeds to the screen behind the clerk. Roll back to where the screen's in the kid's field of vision, then scan it.
Scan what? This?
His own Chumba shot him. Probably planned to all along. Must have got a nice slice of cred on the black market for a BD like this. BD freaks are ready to pay a preem for a real flatline. Anyway, if you've seen enough, you can exit.
Now, X. Okay.
Yeah, it's impressive, right? It's too bad most of the BDs we do here are only good for flogging the log. Anyway, you ready to do this? Look at your rec?
I don't know, let's take a break. Still feel like that kid when... Yeah, think I'm done.
V, there's no time. Get it together, please.
Okay. Go ahead. Just need T-Bug to link in.
Whoa, who?
Runner for my crew, security specialist. She'll tell me what to look for while we analyze. No problem, I hope.
Actually, it is a problem. Not what we agreed, Ev.
Judy, T-Bug's a professional, discreet to a fault. You can trust her.
Why? 'Cause you say so?
Please, Judy.
We have no time for your trauma.
I'd never expose you to any danger. You know that.
This thing is EMDR therapying you as you do it anyway.
Okay. Call T-Bug and we'll dive in.
Hey V, what's happening?
Bug, listen. I got some useful footage from Konpeki Plaza. It's a brain dance.
Konpeki? Oh, thought as much.
Someone there with you?
Judy and Evelyn. They're chill. They're helping me work through this BD.
Uh-huh. All right. You gonna tell me what this is about?
Listen. Need your help. Got no clue what to look for once I'm in.
All right, see if I can walk you through it. Jacking into your tech now. You've got to give me access. Opening port 1779. Secure protocol? Good, I'm going in. Should be getting my request now.
Got it. You ready?
Militech. Okay, connection confirmed. Now some quick tip ice and we're clear. Ready to dance.
Fire her up, Judy.
This is what happens just before every table story show.
All right, V. Eyes open. Gotta find out where Yorinobu's keeping the relic.
You look like a cut of fuckable meat, are you?
Evelyn. I felt her fear. Sure got it under control quick, too.
I said, no. They'll have my head for this. Then, you shall perish for a good cause. But make yourself comfortable. I need a minute to...
Listen in on that conversation, V. Could be something important.
Finish. We shall see soon
That's what I'm
enough.
fucking trying to scan.
I need a minute to finish.
The program is still in the trial phase. We cannot take it to market as is.
We shall see soon enough.
But how do I scan it?
Please speak with your father. He's taken a particular
Or is it
interest in
doing
this
it?
project. He can certainly explain the
My
risks
father's
involved.
tired. Visionless old graybeard.
That's Orcish,
who
yeah,
thinks
Adam's
nothing will change, and he'll live forever in his tiny, frozen bubble.
I should not even be listening to such things.
You will listen to this. Saburo is an adult despot, utterly removed from reality. Stuck in some fossilized vision of a world that no longer exists. Of a world that may never have existed. We have not seen eye to eye for the past 20 years. I am quite sure we want now.
Read the documentation carefully. The relic requires specific storage conditions. You must provide them.
Heard that? Relic doc's gotta be around here somewhere. Look for them. Here in a drone. Ventilation and cooling? Servers. Gotta be. Fancy doodads in here need to be controlled.
In the visual layer, scan his notepad. While it's turned on. Which is presumably this. Is this his notepad? No. Is that still his phone?
Alarm firmware's fresh, but saw excited birds chirping on a BBS. Something about lots of seeds falling to this sieve. Let me generate keys. I can forge their SIGs.
I assume this is that
Shit,
secondary.
Kimber's packed with new tech. Motion sensors, heat sig activators, IFF.
You skilled enough to kill it all?
Mucho more than enough. Just need access to their subnet.
That's not everything. Guess there's more.
I said, no. I need this.
Program is still in the trial phase. We cannot take it on. Father, he's taken a particular interest in this project.
Frozen bubble.
I should not be.
Well, listen to this.
Conditions. You must provide them.
Yeah. So it's me.
This isn't it. What was that though? There's like something to scan back there.
Pretty. You to hear so fast.
Oh, these. Turret.
Automated turrets. Latest scanner model. Systems all connected to the server.
Can you shut them off?
Externally, no way. Gotta get in, check out how they link into the system first. Looks like all their security systems are linked to the hotel subnet. We need the Flathead. No other way to shut down these systems.
Can't get around them ourselves?
Nope. At least I'm fresh out of ideas.
Steph was pretty fun that time. Good one. Nice.
The Flathead. Is this it? No, this is a gun.
Loaded. Safety's on. Good to know, though. Once you're in there, don't forget about that iron.
Got it.
Manual details a special temp-controlled container. Relic needs to be kept real cool.
So, Chip's gotta stay in the freezer.
Yep, could damage it otherwise. Okay, switch on thermal layer detection in the editor. Should be easier to spot where Yorinobu's keeping the chip.
That's your parish for a good call.
Champagne bucket.
Oh, Donaghys. Looks like Mr. Arasaka had something to celebrate. Really think you'll find the chip in there? No way. Temp's too low. Could fluctuate. Nice try, though.
But make yourself comfortable. I need a mini fish.
The program is doing the trial phase.
Right. Grab the heat sig. Matches the spec in the docks.
Yorinobu's got the case here. Guaranteed.
We got it. Good work. Looks like we got everything we need. Quit out of the editor.
Get everything you need?
Yep. That'll do.
That TikTok where the guy's
Thanks,
like,
Judy.
cool, fuck.
We got it. Later, T-Bug.
That guy's
Nice
like,
work today.
he just
See you
doesn't.
soon.
I'll wipe the cache.
It always comes with the text of like the last thing a fly sees before I appear before it with a lighter and some deodorant. No one knows what I'm talking about. Completely need to get a life.
Keep it. I'll put it on Ev's tab.
Thank you.
Portable device for handling BDs. I already uploaded your calibration settings. Not as sophisticated as what we got here, but should do the trick.
And it keeps you out of harm's way. Clever.
Speaking of harm's way, know what I see looking at you? Walking, talking corpses.
Relax. I got it all under control.
If you fuck up and they come knocking on my door...
Judy, relax. That's not gonna happen.
Evelyn, please. No shortcuts. You go that route, City'll always win. So be careful.
Of course I will be. Besides, we'll talk in a bit.
Alright, that's that bit done. Fucking, I hate the BD stuff.
I'm sorry. Was I boring you?
Thanks, Judy. Really. And don't worry. I know what I'm doing.
V, one sec. Let's walk.
Sorry.
Well, what do you think?
So, what now?
V, do this job for me. I mean me alone. No splitting the payout with anyone else. No middlemen. No Dex.
If I agree, there'll be hell to pay, for sure.
I know.
Whatever you decide, it stays between us.
I can offer 50%. Eddie's enough to do whatever the hell you like.
I'll be finished. Dex won't forgive a dirt move like this.
Dex isn't the only fixer in town. But my offer's the only one you'll ever get.
Surely you'll fucking kill us.
Let me think about it.
Mm-hmm. If you need me, call. I'll send you my number.
Anything that gets me more Eddies.
Good luck.
I'm a sociopath.
Now go. I need a few words with...
See ya.
How things looking, Miss V?
Turns out Evelyn's recording from Konpeki was worth our time.
And she's beautiful. T-Bug already called. Said she's working her magic. And the flathead.
Nothing yet. On it now.
T-Bug says no chance at that ship without that bot. To work then, Miss V.
What a sweet little face you have.
Alright. Call Militech agent Meredith. Is my car? No, where's my car gone?
Stout here. Start by telling me how you got this number.
No more than your number. Heard you misplaced a convoy.
You shut him up.
Jesus.
Spill what you know. Don't make me wait.
Transport fuck-up's toxic for you. I know. So listen carefully. You and me are gonna meet. See if we can't find a way to help each other out.
Mutual self-interest. Agreed. First exit off Skyline, driving towards the NID. Storm channel under the overpass. Meet you there.
Alright. Do that. Let's do that. She's the corpo one, right? Or she's... Militech is the army, is it? The government. And then there's like... NCPD. One-way road. You never have to worry about parking if your car just drops from the fucking sky when you whistle for it. This is truly 2077 in Night City. Oh. What makes a car when it drops from the fucking sky? I feel like I did that joke to death last time we played this. They're telling me to go this way, but... Christ. Can't turn. Did you just flee my car?
Look lively. Meredith Stout. Take it you were the one to call?
Hello.
That'd be me.
Do you mind? What the fuck?
Thought you could blackmail me, bitch? Set conditions? Got any more for me?
Calm the fuck down. Just want to talk.
Christ, Meredith!
Shut your trap! That fucking thing ready?
All set.
Now answer my questions. Honestly, forthrightly. Are you here alone?
I'll tell you who's alone. You. Fail to recover that transport, and you're done. With not a soul willing to help.
Not another word. Do a sweep, now.
Who's that?
Now listen close. This piece of shit, Anthony Gilchrist. Is he your contact? Is he the one who leaked intel on the convoy?
Got no ties to Militech. None.
Checks out.
So how the fuck do you know so much?
Come on, all corps use the same playbook. I know the game inside out. Listen, I know where the transport is. I can help you. Just want a favor in return.
I told you! I fucking told you! I'm not the mole! Jesus Christ!
Shut him up!
Unhand me now before I...
Her you can let go. Wanna hear what she has to say?
I need a bot. Flathead model. Guys who ripped you off have it. Promise me that bot. I'll point the finger.
You have a plan how to deal with them?
Could just take it by force, but they're expecting payment, so I could go that route too.
Fine, the latter. But on one condition. You pay with our money.
Not the kind of subtlety they teach at Militech. Chips spiked with a virus, clearly.
That is true.
Something goes wrong, I'm the one they'll fill full of holes, not you. Time you were straight with me. What's on there?
A tracing algorithm. Latches on to financial streams. Nothing you need to worry your head about.
Fuck that.
Nah. Know what, Stout? My offer just came off the table.
Mistake. Big mistake.
Stop, you bitch! You're done! You're fucking done! You and everyone under your...
How far back does this take me?
You and everyone under your thumb! Hear that, fellas?
I'm kind of curious about taking it. I feel like I didn't take it last time, did I? What if we take the deal? What if we muck in with Militech? Sort of change my mind. I feel like I want to do it.
Hey, watch.
Sorry.
Look lively. Meredith Stout. Take it you were the one to call?
Got an offer for you.
Thought you could blackmail me, bitch? Set conditions? Got any more for me?
Christ, Meredith!
Shut your trap! That fucking thing ready?
All set.
Now answer my questions. Honestly, forthrightly. Are you here alone?
I'll tell you who's alone. Failed to recover that.
Do a sweep. Now.
Got note. I need a...
Just spam through it.
Not the kind of subtlety.
That is true.
Something goes wrong.
A trace...
Sounds solid enough. I'm in.
Some shards you find in the world will contain information hidden behind data encryption measures. To decrypt a shard, first either open it through the notification when you acquire it, or find it later in the shards tab under the journal menu. Okay.
You pay with that chip, and that's all you gotta worry about.
I still don't understand how this works. Huh?
Alright,
Try to fuck me
Eddie's on the
anyway,
crit ship or clean.
and I'll be seeing you real soon.
Where's it gone? Where did it go?
You're making a mistake. This gun's already good as dead. And she'll take you down with her.
I just have multiple lines. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just click buttons. YouTube. Lion Roar Gaming. That's not a lion.
Hey everyone, Nittany Lion Roar here, and I'm finding most everything in Cyberpunk 2077 code. Well, the correct code needs to go in here where the buffer is. This is the sequence you have to put together, and here's what you enter over here. You have a time limit, so once you start, you've got to do it in the correct time, but you can actually map things out before you even start putting it in so that it goes super quick. Alright, so essentially what you're looking to do to get the most loot is put in the code that has the most letters. So this one has 3 down here. So I want to put in BD, BD, BD. And you can see it tells you over here what you're going to get if you get it correct. So to do that, I look for a column that has BD at the top. It has to be this horizontal column. And then it's going to highlight a vertical column. I have to also select BD from that.
Oh, it goes horizontal, then vertical, then horizontal. Okay.
And then lastly, I need to select one where it's going to highlight the horizontal column of that section again, and I need to put in a third BD. So it's going to be this BD, then this BD, and then this BD. But it will also work if I do this BD, and this BD.
Got it. Got it. Hi, nude. How you doing? Oh, Jesus Christ, this isn't a road. Wait. What? The fuck am I? I'll get up onto the road here.
There you are. Let me hear what you squared away.
So Dex already paid the Maelstromers for the Corpo bot. Thing is, can't be sure the gang goons are still willing to hand it over.
He paid up front? Híjole. Well, whatever. Let's go get this tech. You scheme yet? You got a plan?
Militech and me, we found some common ground. They're footing the bill for the bot.
There's a lot of scratch to toss away.
Forget it, Jack. It'll be like we never had it in the first place. Anyway, who knows how this deal's gonna shake out.
So, into the Borg Beast den?
Let's go see these bastards.
All right, let's knock on their door. See if they even open up. Hey,
did you walk through the car? Oh, we're going.
Had to be them.
Just a gang like any other,
here.
right?
I thought we were going somewhere.
Take the Valentinos. They follow God and the Santa Madre. Honor means something to them. You know what they want, how they get it, and what pisses them the fuck off.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Maelstrom, you just never know.
Does anyone know how to get non-lethal weapons? Definitely not.
Want to talk to Royce? Dex sent us.
Main room. We've been waiting.
Cozy place. They could use a few plants, though.
Oh, that's dodge. It's nothing to do with it. I don't have to press control at all.
Don't think I've ever seen security
double
like
tap.
this in a chow factory.
Gear from the Jack convoy. Gotta be. Must have been all over it like maggots on dead meat.
That's Militech, all right.
Psycho boards chromed out with military-grade hardware worth millions. This should be fun.
Anti-personnel mine. Directional shrapnel spitter. My favorite.
Subtle. Stay cool. They're just trying to spook us.
There's a billion things in here.
Get in the elevator, fucking sheep. Chill, B. Remember, we're on their turf. So what do you want?
You got a bot. Model MT0D12. Called the Flathead.
And? The hell you care?
Guy I represent already paid Brick for it. I'm just here for the pickup. I can talk direct to Royce if necessary.
Nah, you talk to me. Name's Dum Dum. Now couch. Planet.
Can you get the tech that makes your body look like this and like this on his eyes?
Well, shit. Goes for you, too.
I'll stand.
This so fucking hard? Fucking ass on the fucking couch!
Make me.
Thought you'd never ask. Sit your ass down for a planet bullet in your skull.
You know what, Jack? You called it. Let's scrap the bastards.
Time's over. Fuerte, cabrón!
Cut!
Hey, right chicks! Big fucking mistake you made!
Ricochet weapons. You can control the trajectory of bullet ricochets with power weapons. If you have a ballistic co-pressor cyberware installed. That's fun.
Fighters gotta be around here somewhere. You find anything?
Nothing yet.
Surely this shotgun's going to be better for the state we're in. Smart weapons require a smart link to unlock the full potential of their targeting system. To install one, be sure to trust your Ripper Dock. From Brick to Royce, know what you're doing behind my back. Stop contacting the mole, we're in deep shit. Text to Sean, if Wallet's as fat as he is, Mr. Hand. Don't know what that means.
The flathead. Model MT0D12. Militech logo.
Let's see this bad boy. Open it.
Love tinkering with new gear.
Tech poetry. Great piece of chrome. Feels like fucking Christmas morning.
Got the set. Bot and controller.
Then let's go. Quicker the better.
I have lots of level ups I can do. Slow health regen in combat sounds useful, doesn't it? Instant recharge of health items and grenades after neutralizing an enemy. Vehicle health. San Devistan. 25% damage with knives, axes, and silence guns outside of combat. And then the intelligence ones. This needs another body point. Which I should probably do, shouldn't I? Take that. 4 in body. Now I think we need some of this shit, don't we? Where's this fucking build I was looking at? Tech intelligence. Get some of this. I don't care about it right now. Reduces sequence length to hack access points by 1. This reduces hacking. That's what I want, because I hate doing it. Plus 80% additional explosion damage to enemies affected by quick hacks, including distract enemies. Reduce RAM closer you are. Don't know what that means. 100% duration for control quick hacks used on full health enemies. Vehicle quick hacks. This one seems like it has to be done, doesn't it? That seems nice as well. Quick hack queues. Let's take this. Take 9 in as well. There we go.
Now let's get out of here. I'm dying for some fresh air.
It's a production line. Plus, I thought you loved me.
Really no other way.
Overload will explode that thing. Do camera control actually, right? Brake chain do. Didn't hurt him at all.
Come on out, you little chicken shit!
Fuck.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jackie Wells.
How about a leg
Good one.
I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Who's ready to party? You know who you're messing with?
Careful. I'm moving an inch away from this laser. I'm ground beef. God, felt like a fucking eternity that.
Looking a little like we might have saved your skin.
Think we're due a
Join
favor,
us, Perk.
hombre?
Jesus, slow down, maybe. I'll get you, but kinda caught me at a bad time. We ever meet again, I'll have you covered.
Alright. I'll allow it.
Got eyes on this door. We're from here. All cleaned up.
What's tracing my location?
Maggots over there!
Chingados estás esperando?
Move! Move! Get her off me! Get her 180! I'm going fast!
Ethan, you will find cover on this!
Time for payback!
B, watch it!
How do I heal? what?
Slaughter you like a pig!
I ain't late for breakfast! It hurts!
Is there another one around here? Just trying to figure out how much damage these things do. That FOV makes things hard. Oh, we got an FOV guy in the chat. What is the FOV? What does it even show? Looks exactly the same to me.
We're not all bad, you know. Let's talk.
Bill's mum makes things hard.
Let's see that pretty faceplate. Not a single fucking thing.
So optics doesn't make them fully blind. It just fucks them up a little bit.
I'm empty! Need to reload! Oh, you're gonna love this! We're coming for you!
douchebags!
What happened to him?
Think that's enough to drop me?
Overheat is what we want, Mike.
You know who you're messing with?
Burns off a little bit of bullshit.
Come on, again! Shame to smash a pretty face!
The other shit around here I can use against him.
Get the fuck off! No, I'll fry you up!
This thing, I maybe have to shoot this bolster on his back.
Fuck! Get the fuck off! No, I'm blown a shot! Think that's enough to drop me?
Trying, he keeps looking at me.
Come on, again! Again! No, I'm blown a shark! Shame to smash a Come on! Again! Die, maggot! Not bad! Not bad! Start changing my new head! Start changing my new head! Come on, again! Again! No, I'm blown a shark! Die, maggot! Not bad! Not bad! Come on, again! Again! Burn you to cinders! No, you're the shark! No, I'm blown a shark!
Tech weapons allow you to charge up powerful shots that can pierce light cover. Or I was trying to fucking use that as a learning opportunity, you know.
Come on, V. Let's get out of here.
Just try and figure out what all those things do.
Militech. He got those things buzzing around him. Everywhere. Past the gate. We can talk there. That the Militech bitch.
Hello.
Bet you didn't expect to see me here. You know, I like the way you operate. Maybe you'd do some more work for us.
Yeah, maybe.
But you'll have to learn to follow orders first.
Dunno, that's not always possible. And I'm not that great at it anyway.
Then you'll need to get good and make it possible. Next time.
Give me a sand.
Secure the area.
Time we were on our way, mamita. Holy shit, V. I wasn't sure we'd walk out in one piece.
Think we're done. That's it.
Yeah, I had enough for one day, let me tell you. Hey, let Dex know we got his toy for him. El Fatso ought to crack open a bottle for us after what we did for him today. Ahí luego, vi.
How things looking, Miss V?
Got the bot.
And how'd it go? Run into any trouble? And what about the Militech angle?
Met with Stout, managed to strike a deal.
Well, well.
Gave me the chip with the scratch for Maelstrom.
So you paid for the flathead with corp cash?
No. Decided I could use the eddies myself. And I just grabbed the bot.
Just like that?
Not just. Had to use violence.
You got some balls, Miss B.
Almost killed Jackie.
We're all set. Ready to go. What now?
Now we do the job I hired you to do. Grabbing that vital chip. We'll talk about the rest at the Afterlife. See you there.
Great. Be there in no time.
See you, Miss V.
Jesus! Alright, let's have a look. What were these things? Plus 10% RAM recovery rate, which I want so badly. Plus 1 max RAM. 10% larger reticle for smart weapons. Level 2 plus 60% quick hack damage. I think I want that. This is... Can I just take level 2 in this? Plus 60% quick hack damage against enemies affected by covert or control quick hacks. What does that mean? What does that mean? I have no idea what that means. Plus 1 max RAM? Sure. Sure. Put it 2 points in tech. Away we go. I'll figure it out later. I want to be able to unlock the tech answers as well. You know, like the... when someone asks a tech question, the dialogue tree becomes available, because she's that bitch, you know? Where's combat? My god. Why can't I do stuff to him? Who's this shooting them? Hostile. Led him straight into enemy gang territory. She's that bitch, dude.
Porque ya tengo planes para esta noche. Virgen Santísima, ma. Te vas a enterar mañana.
Need the perk to hack cars. Yeah, how do I get that? Covert ones are quick hacks that won't get you detected in stealth. Oh, I see, okay.
Look like you just ran a marathon. Something happened?
Years of merc work, and yet still sweat like a roasted pig when I talk to my mom. Can't help herself, you know? Checking to see if I'm not rotting in some dumpster, like most of the Wells boys. It's really starting to wear on me. More I tell her everything's okay, more I feel like I'm straight up lying. But that's done after tomorrow. Afterlife, here we come, baby. Yeah!
Funny.
Corpo answer.
What?
For a club with the hottest contracts in town, doesn't look like all it's bigged up to be.
It's what's
Hey, Carl.
inside that counts, Chum.
I left first playthrough. No, my second playthrough. I don't really remember
Ready
my
to get
first
your cherry
playthrough.
popped?
But I've not done
Yeah,
Phantom
come
Liberty, so we're trying to do that. Well, I don't know. I'm doing a different sort of playthrough though. I'm sort of trying a Netrunner approach.
Place used to be a morgue. You believe that?
Who would have thunk?
I know, right?
I'm trying to
Way
do like
before our
lots of
time,
hacking
that.
and get used. I'm sort of
The
also
proper
just
burials
trying to
was
get
still a
used to
thing.
doing hacking as well while I'm in the middle of a fight. Rather, because otherwise, if I sort of train my fingers to shoot
And who
guns,
might you clowns be?
Name's V. This is Jackie
I won't
Wells.
think about doing hacking
Oh.
later on.
Is that supposed to sound familiar?
It will soon. We're here to see Dex.
Yo, Dex. Got 2 live ones saying they're here to see you. Yeah? Alright then. Says he needs a second or 2. Go get yourselves drinks or something.
Way ahead of you, viejo.
Go get yourselves drinks or something.
This is it. Best leave ever. The heart of Night City. That's it right there. Beating. Hear it? Can you imagine? Susan Forrest, Boa Boa, maybe even Morgan Blackhand.
Looks like we're up.
Hey, you see that old lady there? That's Rogue. Best fixer in all of Night City.
Oh yeah,
Thought
dude.
Dex was the best.
Fucking love Rogue.
Rogue
Don't
was
touch her,
lining
though.
up jobs when Dex was still shitting in diapers. Place belongs to her.
What can I get you?
The fuck are you?
You order.
2 tequila old fashions with a splash of cerveza and a chili garnish.
Duo of Johnny Silverhands coming up.
Right on, chica.
Who?
Somebody did their homework.
It's like the dog ate mine.
Age-old tradition. Drinks are named after our regulars.
Say I wanted to have a drink named after me. What would I have to do?
Snuff it. In mind-blowingly spectacular fashion. Mid-op would be best.
What a beautiful tradition.
To this.
Chingada madre. Fine. Have it your way.
Steep price to pay for a drink.
Hey, everyone's gotta go sometime, right? Why not in style? Oh, and by the way, name's Jackie Wells. You wanna write down my recipe?
Sure.
Shot of vodka on the rocks, lime juice, ginger beer. Oh, and most importantly, a splash of love.
Haha! I'll remember that. Heard you were Dex's latest finds.
Just biz, no big deal.
Mr. Dishon, see you
How
now.
do you know?
My job to know. Look around. How do you think mercs earn their reps? Through gossip rivaling that of schoolgirls, that's how. Break a leg.
Thanks.
This way.
Damn,
Night
Holmes.
City is cool, but it's
Huge.
only 2077, you
out.
know? Like, that's
Same
not that
here.
long
No,
away.
in the
I'm
ring.
surprised everything immediately turns into this sort of, like, chromed out fucking cyber.
Think you could take me? Drop me?
aesthetic.
Sure.
Este pinche tipo.
Is this Earth? Are we on Earth? Or is this just
In
a
here.
completely different planet, like, universe? If it's not Earth, then I don't. Then I'll shut up.
That's right, Excelsior.
It is Earth.
Cold hard eddies as per usual. Gotta bounce. Well, if it ain't Miss V.
Whole family in one place. Ah, finally.
First time in real space.
And the flathead?
Let's see this bad boy.
What do you want me to do?
Alright then.
BD1.
Set your butts down comfy.
Sweet booth. It's soundproof?
Jackie.
Now, Mr. Wells is right. We're gonna be going over some sensitive material. But if it's all right with y'all, I'd like to start with a question for Miss V. Evelyn Parker, how'd you fare?
Well as I could have, I guess. Walked around Konpeki Plaza, inside, from that raw BD she scrolled.
Mm-hmm. Bug already filled me in.
So you know the target. Yorinobu Arasaka, the Emperor's son and heir apparent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fuck him over, by the way.
Millionaire name and no talent to back it up.
Because I'm playing a sociopath.
Evelyn Parker's special friend? So she just want to see what's good, or was there something else?
Think she just wanted to see what I was about.
Wanted to see what you was about, huh?
How about we go over the plan? What you got for us, Dex?
We're gonna cut him out.
This.
Well, here goes nothing.
Me and Dex have already covered the fine deeds. Ops-wise, should be a stroll on the beach.
Elaborate. I want to hear it.
A Delamain will drop your asses at the front door of Konpeki Plaza. You'll stroll right in thanks to your false identities. Then, with Bug's help, you'll breach the hotel subnet.
Mine and the Flathead's help.
Last but not least, you slip into Yorinobu's penthouse and clep the Relic.
Goes without saying, we do this on the hush. Ideally, no bodies. Not a one.
You'll have T-Bug on comms for the duration. Time for your burning questions.
All clear to me.
Perfect.
I got a question. When do we get to the real reason we're all here?
Cut for fresh talent's always the same and non-negotiable. 30%.
Bro, 30?
Every part in this drama carries its risks. That's the value of yours, as determined by me.
Come on, Dex. Isn't that a little low?
Hey, hold on, Holmes. Who got the flathead? Who pulled the intel from the brain dance?
Yeah.
And we're going in a hotel full of soccer men to swipe some fucking toy from the boss's son. We are the job.
And who's providing transport? A top-tier Netrunner and a lead-proof plan and intel? You sure you want to go down this road?
I don't know what that first sentence means.
Jack's right, Dex. We ought to get more than 30. We deserve more.
Fine, 35, and that's my final offer.
That's that fucking
I can live with
sociopath.
that.
This is business.
It's my
baby.
final offer, too.
I know Eddie's
Been a
equal
while
money.
since
The
I got to
sentence
run
still
for
didn't
my
make any
Eddies.
sense.
They're actually kind of fun. Last
Read it like
thing,
4 times.
Konpeki's got a strict no-iron policy. Security gates, the works. So you dogs will leave your lead spitters in the ride. Take the flathead inside in its case.
Got some deft suits, so you'll look the part, too.
Chido.
Thanks, T.
Oh, I already picked mine up.
No,
Thank
not
you.
to count chickens, but why don't we see our Eddies?
All depends how Miss Parker avails herself of her role. But a week, 2 tops is my guess.
And what do we do while waiting? Sit around, suck air?
You sit tight, heads down, because old Uncle Arasaka be watching. Now, as that old Greek dog says, life's a banquet, so don't go thirsty, but don't get drunk either. Your chariot awaits outside.
My cue to Delta 2. Gotta prep to jack in. Be there when you come on comms. Any other issues, now's your chance.
I'm good. No questions.
Let's get to work.
I vaguely remember this mission.
So you ready to get going or what?
Let's roll. No point in waiting.
In getting rich, you mean?
Welcome on board this Delamain service. With Delamain, you leave your problems at the door.
Oh yeah, this fucking terrifying thing.
Better fucking believe I will.
I see no reason why you should be using expletives.
Oh yeah? What about that time I wanted to hire you for my cousin's bachelor party, huh?
Fuck.
Unfortunately, we do not take on such contracts.
3 months I'd been saving up scratch. Water under the bridge. Hit it, Del.
Before we begin our journey, I must verify the identities of all customers. Please proceed to connect your personal links. Thank you. Excelsior package activated.
Excelsior? Oh, this just keeps getting better.
Excelsior?
The Excelsior is a package tailored to our premium clientele.
Top quality don't come free, you know. Now watch. Delamain, initiate combat mode.
My apologies, but you do not appear to be in any sort of imminent danger.
Huh. Oh well. Trust me, you'll mow down an army of Saka ninjas if it comes down to it.
Dex ain't skimping, is he?
At least we got some clue where his 65%'s going, huh? Excelsior. This is how you want to cruise into the major leagues.
Wouldn't get overly excited. Haven't gotten there. Not yet. Dunno, Jack. Kinda feels like you're losing that steel grip of yours.
Huh. Seems to me like it's you who's got some kind of problem.
Need you to keep your head clear and in the game.
Boy.
We got a job to do.
It's never, ever been clearer in my whole fucking life. Let me explain something to you, V. My whole life I've spent in this shit around us. And I ain't going back.
What the hell is happening?
Hey, how's things?
Smooth as fucking sandpaper.
We'll be, pulling up to the hotel soon.
Listen, set up a direct encrypted line to guide you through Konpeki. V, ring Jackie now, see if we're in sync. Can't be too careful. And?
Got static. Say something, Bug.
The greatest crimes issue from a desire for excess and not from necessity.
Say what now?
Aristotle. Guess you read me then.
Yeah, I read you. Not so much your Greek friend, though it was kind of exciting.
Could give it some thought. Try to understand. How about you, V?
I want more Aristotle.
Fuck off, both.
Yeah.
Okay, tech checks out, looks like.
Será mejor que sí.
Stay in touch.
Thank you for choosing the Delamain service, and best of luck. I shall await here for your return.
Shit's finally happening. Almost forgot, no iron, huh? All right, Hannah. Let's go. Hold on. Let me grab the flathead.
New contact added, Delamain. Now he's gonna start fucking trying to get me to do shit, innit? I feel like I'm gonna end there. What, man? Fuck, man. We wanna do that. We wanna see this mission. Well, I'm gonna start tomorrow's stream with this mission instead, because I think it's probably gonna take a bit more time than I have today. It is Tuesday. I've got Cura tonight, so I've got a few things that I want to get going, and I'd rather not feel like time pressured about the and rush through this mission because it's a good one, right? So we're going to crack on with it tomorrow, 2 p.m. UK time, 9 a.m. Eastern, if you want to watch more of this. Thanks for watching today. D&D tonight, Cura, if you want to watch D&D, I'll see you there. On Table Story, twitch.tv/Table Story if you're curious. Starring my good friend that's it, man. Have a good one. Have a wonderful rest of your evening if I don't see you on Table Story. And we'll carry on with Cyberpunk tomorrow. We'll do this big mish and then finally be able to get into the game. And I really want to try and get like some Netrunner shit going on. Thanks for watching and goodbye.